Shalom. We'll start giving infinite honors, glory, and prayers to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Lakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops, the great millstone, rule well, teaches truth 100% uncut. Double shalom and salutation to the and pushing his word across the four winds of true faith and sincerity, giving all diligence. I want to just get into a quick lesson out of Warren Ruckers, our Lord's will is edifying to the point. Just a quick hit, something, I done brought to the brothers, down here on Gulf Coast, Mississippi Gulf Coast, our camp down this way, just something, just through the spirit the Lord put on my mind, tell brothers, you stay in order, how can you go wrong? And it's just a thing of the matter, staying in order, trusting the leadership, and how you trust in leadership, you compare it to the scriptures, you compare it to the scriptures. These men have been teaching the same thing, the same doctrine, and been applying the same thing that they teach, from the prophecies. And then when the prophecy, it goes into, preparing for the end times, preparing for, the destruction of this place, building your faith, exhortation, rebuke, all of it is all through the spirit, man. Okay, making you ready for the battle, as it talks about in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. That comes with prophecy. All right, and you go into Second Peter's, the 3rd chapter. All right, knowing that these things should come, that the nuclear destruction. What manner of person you ought to be in all holy conversation. All right, that conversation goes into your mannerism, your conduct. So you prophesy, the prophecy, the breakdowns. Okay, so now, that's speaking out. What about internally? Are you fighting that old man within yourself, that nigga within yourself? Are you restraining that nigga within yourself by way of the spirit? Because the scriptures talk about Romans, the 12th chapter. Okay, be not conformed to the ways of this world, but be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay, being renewed in the spirit of your mind, putting off that old way of thinking, that old man over. This is just how I am. This is just what I do. No, man, we all in this thing to serve one another. Okay, we all in this thing to be reborn, be renewed. Okay, and it's a service. We all are to serve from the greatest to the lowest, man. And it comes with staying in order. And if you stay in order, how can you go wrong? And we're about to get into it. I ain't gonna make this long-winded. Too much talking. We're gonna let the precepts speak. And then, hey, Lord willing to be edifying. This is Hebrews 13 and 17 NIV. It reads, have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority. Submit. We all have to submit. Okay? That's just the fact of the matter. It don't matter what you're involved in and what you got going on. To build, you have to submit. Okay? How you gonna get the material? How you gonna get the things if you building a house? Okay? Or you pursuing a certain thing within your life. You have to submit. You have to. You get on a job. You have to submit. You have to follow orders. You have to take correction. Okay, you have to. It's just a part of life, man. We have to submit to things, man. And the same thing we submit to y'all, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. We submit to our apostle, elders, and bishops on down, man. The heads of camps, second in command. We have to submit, and we have to stay in order. All right, but you weigh it out like, oh shit. Well, this man, his track record has shown since I've known him. Okay, off the fact of the matter, he stand on business. He apply what he preach. All right. That's just the fact of the matter. What he talk about and what he speak to, he's applying it. Okay, he's applying it. All right, and that's just the fact of the matter. You measure a man according to the scriptures, man. We give double honors. Okay, but it starts within your own household, man. Different camps. Are you respecting the leadership within your camp? Because we just seen it. Guys give double honors to the apostles and elders who they never met. Okay. But when it comes down to the leadership within their camp, they don't want, they buck up against, the correction, or the things that they might not see within themselves or never, not used to being told, and the man tell them something, it's a problem. It can't be like that. We all have to submit. We all we all need eyes, to help. We need the body. The body, that's exactly what it is. In sincerity, man. You know, you're not going to see every flaw and every fault within yourself, man. That's why you have men above you to see that have been through the trials and tribulations, battle tested, vetted, okay? They've been through the experiences that you're going through within the spirit, okay, and able to see these things before they come. All right, and you can't just assume that, okay, well, this brother is wrong because you can't see it. All right, well, you ain't had the experience yet to be able to see it. All right, it's just like a test. You got one brother that got a regular license, and you got a brother that have CDLs. He's been through the test. He took the test. He studied and prepared for it. Okay, but you want your CDL, but you failed the test. You ain't studied and you ain't prepared for it. So that's just the same thing within life, man. Everything has an order. Okay, you're gonna have men that is gonna have more experience, okay, than you. Okay, from the carnal aspect of it and to the spiritual, which is most important. And you have to submit to the order. We all have to submit to the order, man. Okay, not buck up against it and not try and get our point across. You listen. All right, this man has shown, his track record has shown that he's sincere, that he applies what he teach. Okay. You submit to that. You don't try and goddamn buck up against it, because who are you? You know, who are we as individuals, man? We submit to the order of things, the spirit of things, man, from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. And that's just the fact of the matter. Okay. A brother don't have, you have brothers that come in the truth, and then you have, you got the elders of the camp, the head, second in command, third in command, fourth in command, so on and so forth. Brothers don't have to goddamn break down everything, every experience and everything to you. This order, this foundation has been established before you came in. So you have to submit to that or do your own thing, man. All right, but at the same sense, you have to have the integrity, okay, and the sincerity within yourself to actually be sincere, to be able to actually just, okay, take in, what's being said. I believe, okay, the Lord set these men up. I read about the men that the Lord has set up. Okay, I read about the men that went through trials and tribulation. I read about them. Okay, I give double honors to the apostles and elders who I've never met. Okay, in certain scenarios, certain cases. All right, so how much more the men that's next to you? How can you give double honors to the men that you never met, but when it comes to the leadership within your camp, okay, on your forefront, at your doorstep, at your home stead, so to speak, it's a problem when something being told to you or something being brought out about you. But yet when you watch videos, certain things, might cut you, you keep to yourself, but yet you got brothers that see, right next to you, things that you don't see about yourself through experience. These brothers that have, experience the brothers have, it's a problem. I don't see this ain't, no, man, it don't work like that, man. Okay, that's not being renewed in the spirit of your mind. That's being conformed to the ways of this world, because that's what the world teaches us. Oh man, well shit, I ain't checking, man. I'm good with how I am. Man, that's nigga shit, man. And we can't let nigga shit override the spirit. And it's easy to be seen. Just because you don't say it, okay, just because you don't goddamn you don't say it, don't mean brothers can't read the spirit. That's where discernment comes in, man. You can smell when somebody funky. You don't know what they did. You don't know what they was involved in or whatever, but you know they funky. The same with the spirit. You don't know what's going on with it, but you can peep off the vibe. Okay, the vibe off brother's spirits, man, and you could tell, okay, well, something ain't right, something wrong. Look, hey, check that. And then you don't want to be told, goddamn, by another man. Well, check it yourself. Okay, but that's the thing about this truth. You're gonna be rebuked. You're gonna be corrected, just as well as on the opposite end of it, you're gonna be exhorted. Okay, but it's gonna commend you. So it's a give and take with this thing, man. You can't just think that you come into something fresh, wet behind the ears, and think that you're gonna goddamn disrupt the order that's been laid out from our apostles, elders, and bishops. Okay, that men are learning from, and think, oh, well, this is just how. No, man, fuck how we feel like, well, this just how I am. No, we have to conform to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. We have to be renewed in the spirit of our minds, man. Endeavoring, as the scriptures say in Ephesians, the 4th chapter, endeavoring to keep the spirit of unity, man. Okay, so it ain't about us. It's bigger than us, man. The Lord submitted. He washed his man's feet. You read about the accounts of Yahweh Shah and you see how the Lord, he took the low road. Okay, and he was a service. All right, but it's still in all, goddamn, the heads of camps, our apostle elders that served us by, they did the hard and heavy lifting, going into the libraries, studying this, studying. Wasn't no goddamn high-speed internet and all these different things, but give us the breakdowns, the understanding, the correction, the experience. It triggers down. It don't stop. It keeps going, man. So who are you to try and goddamn, switch up something? No, man, we have to all submit to the order of things, man. Okay, and that's just the fact of the matter. All right. It says, have confidence in your leaders. Hebrews 13 and 17, NIV. Have confidence in your leaders and submit to their authority because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. They leaders for a reason. And the one thing about a leader self-checks daily, examine themselves daily. That's how, growing spiritual discernment, checking yourself so you're able to peep outside of yourself. You're able to peep, different things and flaws and character flaws within a brother. Different flaws within a brother, or when Satan jump on a brother or brothers, and you call it out. Now, if you don't, it comes to a point sometimes, brothers, might buck up against, don't see what's going on, but that's when you got to be quiet, okay, and listen and take in what's being said so you can see. Brother ain't just telling you nothing. You believe this man, this track record and show that, man, this brother sincere. It's a man of the Lord. He stand on what he say. He don't just teach it, preach it. He apply it. He's not just a hearer of the word, but he's a doer as well. You take in what's being said. You don't allow Satan and those demons to dictate, okay, well, shit, who are you tell me something? No, we all be told something. When you go on that goddamn job, okay, they tell you something. All right, when you paying your car note, your house note, your car insurance, your insurance, they tell you something. You're late or whatever the case may be. Something ain't right. They tell you something. When you get pulled over by the police, they tell your ass something. You submit to it. So how much more to mend that root? Let's read. It says because they keep watch over you as those who must give an account. Brothers brothers truly believe in y'all, but you got to trust the leadership. Because, hey, man, brother, you see brothers' track records and shows fraud when our apostle, elders, bishops on down. Man, shit, but, man, we want salvation ourselves. 1 Peter's the 4th chapter, the 16th verse. Look it up. Read it. It says, give an account. Do this so that their work will be a joy, not a burden, for that would be of no benefit to you. You giving brothers a hard time just because you stuck in your ways. Your pride and your ego won't let you submit, okay, to what's being said. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. And your mind, Satan, got in your mind to think, well, man, who was he to tell me something? Well, who was the men that great was the company of those that published it? Psalms the 68 chapter 11 verse, man. If that's the case, if you can't submit and take orders from a man that you started off believing as a man of the Lord until it's your turn to get corrected and rebuked, then what are you might as well just go out and just do your own thing, live it up, and rejoice with the sons and daughters of Edom, because this comes with submitting, man, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. And the scriptures say wisdom cries without. Okay, she uttered her voice in the streets, the chief place of concourse, man. By way of what? The men. Okay? The men. All right, now, like I said, we ain't going to make this long, man. Just a quick hit. But this is 1 Peter 5, 1-8 NIV. It says, to the elders among you, your camp heads, second in commands, amongst the camp, your home front. Okay? It says, the apostles, elders, and bishops on down. Okay? It says, I appeal as a fellow elder, as a witness of a Mashiach suffering, who also will share in the glory to be revealed. Be shepherds of the Most High's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing, man. And when a brother come to you and see something that you don't see, that's common. Brothers have blind spots. That's why we have the order. And Ranga says you might not see it, but brothers see it. All right, when you ride in the car, you got blind spots, man. You might have a double mirror where goddamn it. You see the regular, the outskirts behind you, but what about right on side of you? You don't even see it as Satan right on side of your ass, playing on your thoughts in your mind. You don't even see you blind spotted. You think you doing right, you all right. But when a brother call out your blind spot, look, hey, brother, whoa, chill right there. You buck up against it like, oh, I got it. You don't got it. You ain't this car. You ain't see this damn car right here. You was about to turn, make a left. That's just how it is. You have perspectives, eyes, and views from men that come before you. Okay, you have to respect that, man. You have to submit to that. But Jake pride, don't let him. You know, Jake want to go everywhere, but you know, to the source, man. You know, and make excuses as if brothers don't see what's going on, man. Brothers that came before us see. You know, our apostles, elders, and bishops on down. You know, see. You know, it's so much to the point where you can read the vibe, your facial expressions, yo, what you say out your mouth. If it ain't adding up to what's actually going on, what you doing, then how can that be the truth? Lord say love with truth and in deed, man, not the word. Okay, but let's get it. To the elders among you, I appeal as a fellow elder and a witness of a Mashiach's suffering, who also will share in the glory to be revealed. Be shepherds of the Most High's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing. You seeking salvation, man. You sincere, all right? As the Most High wants you to be. Not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve. Service, man. Brother ain't goddamn taking out your pockets or disrupting your household. If it's something a brother bringing to you and is, you know, dealing with camp business, especially camp business, or if it's something within your everyday life that you counseling with a brother and the brother give you counsel on it because you done open the door for the brother, man, take it. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. You know? Okay, it says, not because you must, but because you are willing, as the Most High wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being an example to the flock. Lead by an example. You're a hearer and a doer of the word, man. Okay, and when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. In the same way, you who are younger, submit yourselves to the elders. All of you clothe yourselves with humility towards one another, because the Most High opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble, those that receive correction, those that repent, those that goddamn receive correction within themselves, checking themselves down daily, examining themselves, or if there's certain things they miss and can't see within themselves, receiving it from those that have been laboring before them, brothers that see it. Okay. It says, humble yourselves therefore under the Most High's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. Be alert and be sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. And that's when your pride creep in. That's when you think you ain't did nothing wrong, or you can't be told nothing, or this and that. You know, like, nah, bro. Like, listen to what's being said. We have to all goddamn submit and be obedient, man. All right, and when you constantly on a daily applying that, you know, examining yourself daily, checking yourself, you'll see, man, we fucked up. Okay, and you'll see, you know, through your experience, your time within this truth, sincerely serving y'all by Hashem Yahweh Shah, you'll see those that don't see it, can't get it yet, or haven't got it yet, because you see, okay, well, brother, you will submit to what you will understand and see what's being said, because if you're actually watching, okay, all around the board, you will see that, okay, well, I'm not only just with this brother when he's rebuking others. Okay, I can see when he's rebuking others, I can see the flaws in them, but you see the flaws within yourself. So when that time of rebuke come to you, if it come to you, which it always does, you submit to it and you agree with it the same way. Okay, you add it up and you look at it the same way as if when you goddamn seen the rebuke that others was getting. But with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and to the point. Hey, till next time, shalom.